then knelt in front of me, saying softly, "Dan, do you recall that I told you we must work on changing your mind before you can see the warrior's way?" "Yes, but I really don't think." Don't be afraid," he repeated. "Comfort yourself with the saying of Confucius," he smiled. Quote, "Only the supremely wise and the ignorant do not alter." Saying that, he reached out and placed his hands gently but firmly on my temples. Nothing happened for a moment, then suddenly, I felt a growing pressure in the middle of my head. There was a loud buzzing, then a sound like waves rushing up on the beach. I heard bells ringing, and my head felt as if it was going to burst. That's when I saw the light, and my mind exploded with its brightness. Something in me was dying, I knew this for a certainty, and something else was being born. Then the light engulfed everything. I found myself lying back on the couch. Socrates was offering me a cup of tea, shaking me gently. What happened to me? Let's just say I manipulated your energies, and opened a few new circuits. The fireworks were just your brain's delight in the energy bath. The result is that you are relieved of your lifelong illusion of knowledge. From now on, ordinary knowledge is no longer going to satisfy you, I'm afraid. I don't get it. You will, he said, without smiling. I was very tired. We sipped our tea in silence. Then, excusing myself, I rose, put on my sweater, and walked home, as if in a dream. The next day was full of classes, and full of professors babbling words that had no meaning or relevance for me. In History 101, Watson lectured on how Churchill's political instincts had affected the war. I stopped taking notes. I was too busy taking in the colors and textures of the room, feeling the energies of the people around me. The sounds of my professors' voices were far more interesting than the concepts they conveyed. Socrates, what did you do to me? I'll never make it through finals. I was walking out of class, fascinated by the knobby texture of the carpet, when I heard a familiar voice. "Hi, Danny. I haven't seen you for days. I've called every night, but you're never home. Where have you been hiding?" "Oh, hi Susie. It's good to see you again. I've been studying." Her words had danced through the air. I could hardly understand them, but I could feel what she was feeling, hurt and a little jealous. Yet her face was beaming as usual. "I'd like to talk more, Susie, but I'm on my way to the gym." "Oh, I forgot." I felt her disappointment. "Well," she said, "I'll see you soon." "Sure." "Hey," she said. "Wasn't Watson's lecture great? I just love hearing about Churchill's life. Isn't it interesting?" Yeah, great lecture." "Well, bye for now, Danny." "Bye." Turning away, I recalled what Sock had said about my patterns of shyness and fear. Maybe he was right. I wasn't really that comfortable with people. I was never sure of what to say. In the gym that afternoon, however, I certainly knew what to do. I came alive, turning on the faucet of my energy full blast. I played, swung, leaped. I was a clown, a magician, a chimpanzee. It was one of my best days ever. My mind was so clear that I felt exactly how to do anything I tried. My body was relaxed, supple, quick, and light. In tumbling, I invented a 1 1/2 backward somersault with a late half twist to roll. From the high bar, I swung into a full twisting double flyaway, both moves, the first ever done in the United States. A few days later, the team flew up to Oregon for the conference championships. We won the meet and flew home. It was like a dream of fanfare, action, and glory, but I couldn't escape the concerns that plagued me. I considered the events that had occurred since the other night's experience of the bursting light. Something had certainly happened, as Sock had predicted, but it was frightening, and I didn't think I liked it at all. Perhaps Socrates was not what he seemed. Perhaps he was something more clever, or more evil than I'd suspected. These thoughts vanished as I stepped through the doorway of the lighted office and saw his eager smile. As soon as I'd sat down, Socrates said, "Are you ready to go on a journey?" "A journey?" I echoed. "Yes, a trip, travel, sojourn, vacation and adventure." "No, thanks, I am not dressed for it." "Nonsense," he bellowed, so loudly that we both looked around to see if any passers-by had heard. "SHHH," he whispered loudly. "Not so loud, you'll wake everyone." Taking advantage of his affability, I blurted out, Socrates, my life no longer makes sense. Nothing works, except when I'm in the gym. Aren't you supposed to make things better for me? I thought that's what a teacher did. He started to speak, but I interrupted. And another thing. I've always believed that we have to find our own paths in life. No one can tell another how to live. Socrates slapped his forehead with his palm, then looked upward in resignation. I am part of your path, baboon. And I didn't exactly rob you from the cradle and lock you up here, you know. You can take off whenever you like. He walked to the door and held it open. Just then, a black limousine pulled into the station, and Sock affected a British accent. Your car is ready, sir. Disoriented, I actually thought we were going on a trip in the limousine. I mean, why not? So, befuddled, I walked straight out to the limo and started to climb into the back seat. I found myself staring into the wrinkled old face of a little man, sitting with his arm around a girl of about 16, probably off the streets of Berkeley. He stared at me like a hostile lizard. Sock's hand grabbed me by the back of my sweater and dragged me out of the car. Closing the door, he apologized. Excuse my young friend. He's never been in a beautiful car like this, and just got carried away, didn't you, Jack? I nodded dumbly. What's going on? I whispered fiercely out of the side of my mouth. But he was already washing the windows. When the car pulled away, I flushed with embarrassment. Why didn't you stop me, Socrates? Frankly, it was pretty funny. I hadn't realized you could be so gullible. We stood there, in the middle of the night, staring each other down. Socrates grinned as I clenched my teeth. I was getting angry. I'm really tired of playing the fool around you, I yelled. Well, you have to admit that you've been practicing the role so diligently. You've got it nearly perfect. I wheeled around, kicked the trash can, and stomped back toward the office. Then it occurred to me. Why did you call me Jack a while ago? Short for jackass, he said, passing me. All right, God damn it, said as I ran by him to enter the Avrice. Let's go on your journey. Whatever you want to give, I can take. Well, now, this is a new side of you, Spunky Danny. Spunky or not, I am no flunky. Now tell me, where are we headed? Where am I headed? I should be in control, not you. Socrates took a deep breath. Dan, I can't tell you anything. Much of a warrior's path is subtle, invisible to the uninitiated. For now, I have been showing you what a warrior is not by showing your own mind. You can come to understand that soon enough, and so I must take you on a journey. Come with me. He led me to a cubbyhole I hadn't noticed before, hidden behind the racks of tools in the garage, and furnished with a small rug and a heavy straight-back chair. The predominant color of the nook was grey. My stomach felt queasy. Sit down, he said gently. Not until you explain what this is all about. I crossed my arms over my chest. Now it was his turn to explode. I am a warrior. You are a baboon. I will not explain a damn thing. Now shut up and sit down, or go back to your gymnastics spotlight and forget you ever knew me. You're not kidding, are you? No, I am not kidding. I hesitated a second, then sat. Socrates reached into a drawer, took out some long pieces of cotton cloth, and began to tie me to the chair. What are you going to do?